Hey guys, this is a Genesis engine here with a brand new series. This series is meant to supplement my failure in continuing the engines like an Civic series. Well, really I was just a lazy ass and just told their Winnipeg rail family and he owns it now. Anyways, this series here is called Engines Metrolink. Here I'll discuss the engines and cab cars, those cabbies later, that Metrolink has used over the years. Today, we will discuss Metrolink's very first engine, the EMD/GMDD F59PH. But first, here's a brief history on the inception of the railroad. Southern California's highways were starting to struggle with the complaints of freeways becoming overcrowded, looking more like parking lots. They knew that Northern California had already solved their overcrowding complaints with Caltrain being formed in 1987 to help supplement the aging SDP-45s that the Southern Pacific had owned 20 years earlier in 1967, and KKL-SP altogether. The line had been previously run by leased GE P-30CHs that were owned by Amtrak. They also looked at the RTA, the letter Metra, and Tri-Rail. What the Southern Californians needed was a commuter railroad, something that hadn't been available to them since Amtrak took away passenger service from SP on May 1st of 1971. Therefore, two propositions were voted by the Southern Californians. These propositions, called Proposition C and Proposition 108 respectively, along with an act being passed in 1990, led to a joint effort between Los Angeles, San Bernardino, Ventura, Orange, and Riverside counties to form the Southern California Regional Rail Authority, or SCRA for short, in 1991. On October 26, 1992, Metrolink was formed as the first commuter railway of Southern California. This was the first time commuter service in the 5 counties was available after SP's commuter trains. However, Metrolink needed some sleek factory new engines. So where did they turn up to? The answer is Canada. EMD was currently producing their latest model, the F59PH, and sending them to the Government of Ontario Transit, otherwise known as GO Transit. Metrolink decided to order 22 of these units between 1992 and 1993, with the first being already there on the date that Metrolink was established. The engines were numbered from 851 to 873. Onto technical specifications. The F stands for full width caliber body, 59 being the model number, P meaning passenger, and H standing for the unit being equipped with head and power, or HEP. The units have an output of 3,000 horsepower. The unit was basically an F40PH with the Canadian Comfort cab seen on engines such as the EMD SD40-2F, one of the two Canadian variants of the SD40-2, and the EMD SD60M Phase 1, a variant of the SD60. The units run on Blomberg M trucks with a BE-B wheel arrangement. The units had EMD's then new 710G3A engine. The F59PHs on Metrolink had Nathan P2s and Nathan K5LAs as horns. Here are a few samples. Some even used both horns as crossings. The reason why Metrolink used 2 horns is because the K5LA, which is the same K5LAs on Amtrak's F59PHIs running the Surfliner service and Amtrak California, although they're more used as an emergency horn. As Metrolink started operating more and more trains, the units would eventually start getting into accidents. On January 28, 2000, a Metrolink train collided with a tractor-trailer in Glendale, injuring 22 people. The lead unit, F59PH 861, suffered severe nose and cab damage. However, it wasn't badly damaged, so it was repaired. On January 26, 2005, Metrolink trains 100 and 901 were involved in major accidents. 873, the F59PH there, along with its later cousin, F59PHI 883, were undamaged. The same can't be said for another unit, however. On September 12, 2008, disaster happened. Metrolink train 111 from LA Union to Moore Park had left Chatsworth, ran a red signal, and collided with the Union Pacific manifest on train LOF 65-12 that originated out of San Francisco to Leesdale. In total, 25 people were killed and 102 sustained injuries. F59PH 855 was totaled, as its rear side was damaged from telescoping the first coach while the cab was completely crunched into itself. Therefore, it became the first and only F59PH to be scrapped. 870 derailed from the Oxnard train collision of 2015 that killed the engineer and injured 28. However, it managed to get repaired. Despite these accidents, the F59PHs were continuing on in service. However, in 2008, due to the arrival of the Motive Power Incorporated MP40PH-3C, GO Transit replaced most of its F59s. The next are to be replaced by the MP54AC. Metra is gaining 6 units from GO Transit, XO gained 10 ex-GO units, Trinity Rail Express of Dallas-Fort Worth Texas gained 7 units, and the North Carolina Department of Transportation gained 6 units. However, Metrolink knew that they needed to start replacing their units too. With the F59 being in Metrolink ever since its inception in 1992, they were starting to show their age. They went to EMD and told them to create a new engine to replace their EMD F59PHs, F59PHIs, and their ex-Amtrak F40PHR 800. This engine would soon be known as the EMD F125. In the meantime, Metrolink F59PHs 851, 852, 856, 861, 868, 870, and 873, just like the F40PHs before them, were rebuilt by MPI into F59PHRs. 852 is the only Metrolink F59PH still active as of February 2021 as a switcher at CMF Taylor Yard. However, it's unlikely that will be the case later on. Metrolink sold F59PHs 853, 859, 867, 871, and 872 to the North Carolina Dodge Piedmont service, which is operated by Amtrak. The rest of the units currently await for deposition in Keller Yard. Who knows what will happen to them, but the F59PHs have proved their worth on Metrolink for 27 years. They will always serve a key role in the history of Metrolink, the Southern California Regional Rail Authority. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of my new series. This next episode of this series will make you surprised. Unlike other engines of series, I'll be discussing the cab cars too. So be prepared for the next episode where I'll discuss the older Sentinel cab cars. Wait, is it pronounced Sentinel or Centennial? Sentinel? What? Whatever you pronounce it. Either way, it's the Bombardier Gen 1s and Gen 2s. That's all from me, and thank you again for watching.